3 years older than me, and my sister was 3 years younger.
What did they do?
I attended one-room school at Nettleville, and also I lived in Graysville and attended a 2-room school. But then we come back to Nettleville, and I was ready to go to high school. I went to the Center Township High School. I went to high school, played football, and I'm going to add something here. I was a whole county quarterback, so that I wasn't any bigger than I am now. But how I entered the service, do you want to know? It really wasn't a big farm. Just put up a little hay and hoe a little corn, but I worked for a big farmer out there. 50 cents a day and my meals. Volunteered.
And about what date was that?
1939.
Okay, now, did you go someplace for what they call basic training, or?
Well, we all had the 28th Division went to Indian Town Gap. Not quite. I worked to about, I forget the date when I went in. But anyway, I didn't have any money. And I had no signs of getting a job. And the K Company in Waynesburg were recruiting. And one of my best recruiters was Bob Wiley, who was my history teacher and football coach. He was in K Company. But the sad part about it was he got killed in Germany. As the 28th Division went to Indian Town Gap.
And that's here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's up near Harrisburg.
Okay. And what did your training consist of?
Infantry training.
Oh, infantry.
I forget how long we were there, probably a year. Then we moved to North Carolina, went on maneuvers. And when we come back, on the way back from North Carolina, we were bivouacked. And it was getting dark, and we heard the news that Pearl Harbor was attacked. Infantry training. First was Essex.
And were you, trained further?
We trained there.
And then
we moved down near Plymouth, England.
Okay, now was this
Armored, and I failed to mention, the 5th Armored Division, we were all vehicles, tanks and jeeps and all.
You provided the transportation.
Transportation. I got out of the outfit. I went to OCS down at Port Belvoir, engineer, and I joined the 5th Armored Division in Fort Ord, California. I went in the 22nd Armored Engineers as a second lieutenant, platoon leader.
Platoon leader. And then, were you then sent, to...
Then we moved back east
beachhead had already been secured.
The beachhead plus two days.
Okay. And you were bringing in all of this equipment with your division. Right up at the beach.
It was a terrible thing, that invasion. Terrible. As far as you could see, the day after the invasion, or when we went in, where we had sunk our own ships to break the water and to make a path for the tanks and the soldiers to get in there. But the ocean ran red June the 6th with blood.
I said there seemed to have been a lot of casualties on that
There were
invasion.
so many. They had to go up a cliff as steep as that wall. They drained out